Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome to another video. So as I promised, now we have the star rating tier list for characters worth upgrading to a certain star level. This comes together with the build order because there's certain characters that you need to build first and there's certain characters that you need to upgrade to high star ratings first, because there are some characters that need to be high star rating but don't need to be built, and there are certain characters that don't need to be high star rating but need to be built in order to be efficient. So what I want you to do is to kind of take a look at both of the lists, both this one and the build one, to kind of guide yourself in terms of what characters to prioritize or upgrade. We're going to have certain tiers here. There are 7-star first, should be your utmost priority to 7-star. In the 7-star first, I'm going to keep in mind how easy the character shards are to get, because we also have 7-star as soon as possible. It means that you should 7-star that certain characters as soon as you have the resources to do so, but at the same time you're very likely to do that after you have 7-starred all the characters in the first tier, mostly because how hard those characters are to get in terms of shards. We have the 6-star as soon as possible. We have the 5-star as soon as possible. Those are related to how the passives work and to what level the passives upgrade, because for some certain characters the passives are going to go all the way up to 6 stars and 7 stars, and for some characters they are going to go all the way to 5 stars only. And then we have 5-star when you can. Those are characters that you eventually want to get to 5 stars, but don't prioritize it if you don't have the resources or the credits. We have works at 3-star. This will be a specific tier for 3 legendary characters that I want to emphasize. They are going to work very, very well from 3 stars. For example, I'm going to actually put a character in there right now. This dude, you need him for his special 2 that has a chance to stun, let's say, bosses that are immune to stun. This dude does not need in any way, shape, or form to be higher than 3-star to be at maximum efficiency. At the same time, we are also going to have Arena NCA good or trash characters. I'm going to put their characters that have absolutely no impact in rates and solo rates. This is not a tier list in terms of how good the characters are. This is to what point you should prioritize taking them first of all. Look, ideally, everything that is not in the Arena and Champions Arena tier / trash tier should be eventually upgraded to 7-star in the ideal scenario. So would you be better off having a 7-star Arkham Knight Batman? Well, yes, definitely. But will it have a high enough impact for you to prioritize that? Absolutely not. So every single character that is anywhere but this tier should be eventually taken to 7 stars. But that's a goal that will take some time and for most people will never be achievable. So for this one, I'm going to tell you how to prioritize getting those characters. But keep in mind, everything in those tiers is in theory worth 7 stars, but they are in different order, and different characters are going to give you more or less benefit for doing that. So yeah, let's get into it. We have Arkham Knight Batman, works well at 3 stars. His passives increase at higher star rating, but you need him for his special too, and that maxes out at 3 stars. You are going to get at 7 stars a higher stun duration from the second special, because you can get that all the way to level 80, but bro, from 3 stars to 7 stars for that one is definitely not going to be a worthwhile endeavor. Atlanta Armor Rockman is going to be in the Arena NCA good tier. I'm just going to call it doesn't matter tier now. Ace Screen now, just 7-star him as soon as possible, because he's going to be a very good power drainer and will help you out against fights that are going to kill you with super moves and need to be power drained, and his passive max out at 5 stars. Armor Super doesn't matter. Trust is 5 stars. Again, his passive maxes out at 5 stars. That's literally all you need. If you're going to use him as support, you're most likely never going to see him in the field. Silver Wonder Woman doesn't matter. Black Adam, 5-star when you can, I guess. Not the best character in the game by far, but he's easily enough obtainable. His passives max out at 5 stars. Bane, 5-star when you can. Like with this dude, you want to get him to 5 stars to an extent as soon as possible, because that's when his passive caps, and he has a good passive because he gives you damage on basic attack hits, but at the same time he's a silver character, so unless you have opened a lot of bad legendary chests, you're not going to encounter silver shards that easily for him, so don't rush it too much. Blue Beetle doesn't matter. Manta. 7 star as soon as possible. Not 7 star first, 7 star as soon as you can. Every single damage dealer, like meta damage dealer, is going to make it either in the first tier or the second tier. In which tier they make depends on how easy acquirable those shards are, and Manta shards are very hard to acquire. It's going to be a long process getting him there. His passive maxes out at 6 stars if you're wondering, but it's worth the 7 star. But yeah, don't necessarily prioritize this, it's gonna take a while. Batman Robin 6 star him as soon as possible. There's no reason to take him to 7 stars, but 6 stars as soon as possible because that's where his passive maxes out. Blade Master Robin doesn't matter. Batman Who Laughs works at 3 stars. Again, ideally you would want to have a 7 star Batman Who Laughs, but again, it's not going to be worth the investment of getting him from 3 stars to 7 stars or to a higher star rating. It's worth mentioning that he has a passive that allows you to go straight into final form after high combo SP3, and that will work well at 4 stars. At 3 stars are going to need more than that, but it's still very, very efficient at 3 stars too. So don't bother. Batman doesn't matter. Catwoman, get to 7 stars as soon as possible, and first, get 7 stars first. She's got shards in challenge, in arena season, you're going to have plenty at some point. Grodd 6 star as let's put him at works at 3 stars. Again, you're going to get shards for this dude a lot easier than other legendary characters in this tier. But I just want to emphasize that it's very important to unlock him, but not to max him out, because you need his passive to function. His passive is going to reduce defense and attack from the enemy, and is going to allow you to power generate. You're going to power generate faster, and you're going to reduce more attack and defense the higher star rating he is, but it doesn't matter, he's going to work just fine at 3 stars, so don't bother. Just get his shards the natural way through farming challenge after you have unlocked him. Unlocking him quick is definitely justifiable, opening the world domination chest where there's an 8% chance to get him at 3 stars, but it's not worth maxing him out. Get her to 7 stars as soon as possible. I know it's weird, my dude. I know it's weird with Batman Ninja Harley, but Batman Ninja Harley's got a passive that gives a percentage of her base attack to the Batman Ninja team, and base attack is related to level and star rating. So 7 star her as soon as there's a possibility to do so, but definitely do not rush it. But just keep in mind, the higher star rating, the better. The difference is not gonna be huge, but if you got the option to do so, you might as well eventually do so. Lord Choker, I guess 5 star when you can. Again, if you're going to use him as a damage tier, 7 star as soon as possible, I guess. But he works fine at any star rating to an extent, so I don't really know where to put this dude, honestly. Let's just leave him at 5 stars. This is kind of optional here. Brainiac 6 star as soon as possible. His passives cap at 6 stars, and they're going to be very important to be at 6 stars. Very, very important, because you're going to get far more out of them. Batman 5 star when you can, I guess, like classic Batman. We have Captain Cold doesn't matter, Cheetah doesn't matter, Collector 5 star when you can. Yet again, this dude is going to be a replacement damager for Manta. You're going to farm shards from his challenge, but there's not worth it to open chests specifically to get him or to refresh his challenge. Just do it the normal route. Classic Superman. 7 star as soon. Actually, I'm going to call that 7 star when you can. I think it's going to be, because if people see the 7 star as soon as possible, they're going to see some urgency into that. His passive will max out at 7 stars, and you're going to get more defense reduction out of it, so it means you're going to need to do less specials to get that defense reduction, so it's going to be a little bit more efficient, but again, don't rush it. Classic Wonder Woman, 7 star when you can. Her passive goes all the way up to 7 stars. It's going to be a great passive. You want that maxed out. Deathstroke works at 3 stars. Again, you're going to be a little bit better off having a 7-star Deathstroke, but it's definitely not worth the investment. And he gets all his percentage health damage. I mean, not all of it. He's going to get some more percentage health damage the higher star rating is, but it just doesn't matter that much at all. Dark Supergirl doesn't matter. Darkseid doesn't matter. EGL needs to be a 5-star when you can. I guess I'm gonna also put a Trustus at 5 stars when you can, because EGL and Trustus are kind of niche supports. More like supports that you put in there whenever you don't have something else to put. There's no rush into doing that, but consider 5-starring them when you can. Enraged Pain doesn't matter. EPI 5-star as soon as possible. There's definitely the argument of getting her to 6 stars and getting her to 7 stars. But at the same time, the only thing you're going to get out of it is going to be a little bit more stats for her. Because she's not going to get a further level of the passive. And earlier, it was worth to rush that as soon as possible because she was an active part of the Joker team in terms of her also dealing a lot of damage. But nowadays, she doesn't do that much, especially since Nora Snow Globe, Blast of Joker is just in there alone for the most part. So yeah, 5-star as soon as possible. 7-star her by all means when you can, but no rush, my dudes. Firestorm, boy, do we put him at 7-star when you can? Because this man gives some dot resistance. Like, memes aside, this man gives some dot resistance. Nah, I've never needed that. Like, today I used actually Firestorm as support for some dot resistance against the EGL fight. Was that helpful? Nah, not really. Not really. Flora Poison Ivy doesn't matter. Golden Arm Wonder Woman, I guess 5-star when you can. Again, can be a replacement damage there for Manta, I guess, until you get Manta. A Grid, 7-star when you can, I guess, for the passive. Immune to Power Drain, I guess, can be somewhat of a combo builder. Harley, 7-star first, obviously. Hellboy, 5-star when you can, again, passive. Heals from dots can be a good support. Horrific Scarecrow, hold up. Let's make a new tier 4-star. As soon as possible. This will be Scarecrow and there's some other characters. His passive is going to max out. I mean, he's not maxing out really at 4 stars, but it gives you something, and it's kind of the same thing with Dr. Fate and Power Girl, where the main thing that they give is going to max out at 4 stars, and the secondary part of the passive, which you don't care about, is going to max out at 5 stars. Hush doesn't matter. Aquaman 5-star as soon as possible, I guess, if you're going to use the Just League team, because this gives you 100% at 5 stars armor pierce on basic attack hits, and is going to be far less efficient at lower star ratings. Just League Batman doesn't matter, Just League Cyborg 5-star as soon as possible. Just League Superman. I don't know, man. I don't know. 5-star when you can, but really don't go out of your way. I mean, ideally you want a 7-star just like Superman, but practically it's going to take far more investment than he's worth to get him to that point. Again, all the characters in this tier list should be eventually 7-star, but that's going to be a long route, and we're just trying to set the priorities out there. Just like Flash, 7-star when you can, I guess. It's most likely one of the characters that you're going to 7-star first if you have a free-to-play account, because it's going to be one of your teams most likely. But again, if he is a support character for our teams, there's not much of a point in that, but he's a damage dealer, 7-star him. John Stewart Green Lantern 5-star when you can for his passive level. Nightmare Batman doesn't matter. King, 7-star first. Last of Joker, 7-star first. You're going to get shards for both of them from League. King from League Store, King from League Grade Drops. Also, he's got the Challenger. Going to get plenty of shards eventually for Last of Joker. Martian Manhunter. 5-star when you can, I guess, so it doesn't really matter that much. Mr. Freeze, 7-star as soon as possible. Exactly same deal as Manta. Works better the higher star rating he is, and unlike Manta, his passive also upgrades all the way to 7 stars. So do keep that in mind, but at the same time, you shouldn't prioritize it, especially if you don't have Beta Club. Master Certificate doesn't matter, Multiverse Armor, Supergirl, 7-star when you can. She's a damage dealer, that's as far as it goes. Her passives are going to cap at 5 stars, but you want her at 7 stars for the additional attack, I guess. Multiverse Black Lightning doesn't matter. Multiverse Batman doesn't matter. Multiverse Captain Cold doesn't matter. But Multiverse Canary, I guess. 5-star when you can. Multiverse Supergirl, I guess 5-star when you can. She gives some defense and some damage resistance for multiverse characters if they're below 50% health, and I have found myself actually using that with multiverse team in fights where I was 100% sure I would clean up the fight if I was to survive the whole fight, and she helped with that. Multiverse Flash, 5-star as soon as possible. It's definitely worth getting him all the way up to 7 stars, but not the priority because his passive caps at 5 stars. Multiverse White Canary doesn't matter, Mythic Wonder Woman doesn't matter, Nightwing doesn't matter, Predator Batman, 5-star him as soon as possible, or even 6-star him, and he even works at 3 stars. Like, with this dude is weird because it's basically the same deal as Arkham Knight Batman. You only need him for his special 2, and in his case special 1 as well. His passive doesn't matter, but at the same time it's going to be far easier to in terms of acquiring shards. So I guess, yeah, let's leave him at 5-star when you can. You can eventually 6-star and 7-star his ass, but that's not going to be a priority you should work towards. Power Girl, 5-star as soon as possible. Her passive will give you 2 in terms of power bar reduction from 4 stars. 5-star only gives you a little bit more damage for her, and it's garbage damage anyway. Or Supergirl does not matter one bit. Swamp Thing doesn't matter. Raiden doesn't matter. Raven. 7-star when you can, 6-star. Let's put her to 6. Look, let's put her to 7-star when you can, because her passives are going to cap at 6 stars. Right? But let's put her actually at 6-star as soon as possible, because look, most people are going to use her without Beta Club and not as a damage tier, and if she's not as a damage tier, 7-star will not do that much for you. It will not matter that much, but if you do want to use her as a damage tier with Beta Club, you should 7-star her as soon as you can. Red Hood, 5-star as soon as possible. You need to max out his passive. His passive is very useful. He is a very good support for a lot of team in soul rates. Atlantic Armor, Silver Aquaman actually, 5-star when you can actually. He's got a passive that gives you stun resistance for each might character in your team, and that can be useful sometimes. So if you can get him to 5 stars, then get him to 5 stars. If you can't, then it doesn't matter. Gold's Black Canary, nope. Sir Banshee, 7-star first. Yet again, it's going to be easy enough to get shards for Sir Banshee because she's got the challenge and the premium chest. So 7-star her whenever that's available. Zero Batman, 5-star when you can. Or as soon as possible. I don't know, it's going to be weird because this dude is in the best team for this dude here, and for Justice Supreme, as I said, he's not really something you should work towards, so let's just get him to 5-star when you can, and same as Bane, he's a silver character, so you might not have shards for him, really. Silver Catwoman doesn't matter, Silver Cyborg doesn't matter, Dr. Fate, 5-star as soon as possible. You might be like, why Dr. Fate at 5-star as soon as possible, but at the same time Power Girl at 4 stars as soon as possible? Because they both work in the same way, and both of their passives are going to max out at 4 stars in terms of the amount of power bars to use. Yes, but Dr. Fate's second part of the passive, which will also upgrade at 5 stars, is going to be far more important than Power Girls, because it's going to be defense reduction for the enemy, so it's worth rushing the 5 stars. But yet again, will work just fine at 4 stars, but 5-star as soon as you are able to. Silver Dead Shot doesn't matter. Speed Force Flash, 5-star when you can. You might make some use out of his passive. Silver Green Lantern doesn't matter. Silver Grow doesn't matter. Silver Green Arrow, excuse me. And now Silver Green Lantern is going to be 5-star as soon as possible. Again, passive will give you a shield. While that shield is active, you can't get hit and staggered by the enemy. So that matters. Third hardly doesn't really matter. Shazam, 5-star as soon as possible. His passive max out at 5 stars. Useful passive, you're going to be using that a while, especially in league rates. The Robin doesn't matter, Silver Scarecrow doesn't matter, Solstice Dr. Fate doesn't matter. Deadshot doesn't matter, Enchantress doesn't matter. And in the previous video, somebody commented that, hey dude, Enchantress is going to be a character that you can use to remove hazards. Yes, she's going to be able to remove hazards with her SP3. Is that going to be useful? Yes, it is going to be useful. But should you go out of your way to unlock her at 3 stars for that? No. That she needs to be higher than 3 stars or at any specific star rating to be efficient in terms of that? No, because it's special. Should you build her for that? No, she doesn't need to be built. So you see why I'm not putting her anywhere? Like, if you're going to get Enchantress anyway, like randomly, without you putting any effort into it, like I got her on the secondary account from Sorade rewards, then by all means remove hazards with her, but you shouldn't try to unlock her, and you shouldn't build her. Like, that's where I'm coming from with Enchantress, just to make that a little bit more clear. Harley doesn't matter, Superman doesn't matter, Silver Swamp Thing doesn't matter, Starfire doesn't matter, Silver Flash, again, it gives some fast attack chance, but it gives less than Speed Force Flash, but 5-star when you can. Yet again, it's good to just have it there available, even if you'll not need it that much. Sir Joker doesn't matter, Sub-Zero doesn't matter, Silver Black Canary doesn't matter, Sir Wonder Woman doesn't matter, Telekinetic Gorilla Grow doesn't matter, Reverse Flash 5-star as soon as possible to max out his passive. He's very useful as a combo builder, especially for Sir Banshee. Eventually, yet again, you're going to get more health if you get into a higher star rating, so I guess, by all means, go wild, but not before a lot of things, actually. Unbreakable Cyborg doesn't matter, and Harley Quinn doesn't matter. Vixen. 7-star as soon as possible, her passive is going to max out at 7 stars. So you want to get there. Not the priority, 7-star when you can, excuse me. Not a priority, but definitely something to look forward to. And Warrior Queen Wonder Woman doesn't matter. So as you can see here, this might look a little bit weird, I know, but those are the things that you should prioritize 7-starring. First of all, those are the other things that you're going to either have a harder time getting shards to 7-star or will not be a priority over the first ones anyway. You should eventually try to 7-star them. This is stuff that works at 6 stars well enough. This is stuff that works at 5 stars well enough. And look, you're going to most likely end up in scenarios where you have gotten to 7 stars everything you can get from the first and the second tier. And if you get to that point and still have a ton of orbs, you can move down and 7-star whatever you can. It's just important that you get those first few characters right, and it's important that in the early parts of your account, you do not waste credits on starring up characters, because that's going to be the biggest waste of credits if you don't use them. Like right now on my main account, I'm swimming in credits. I can 6-star and 7-star whatever I can. But if I did that in the early parts of my account, then it would have taken me far longer to get to the stage where I don't care about credits that much anymore. But yeah, with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Hope you found this useful. If you did, make sure to like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the list. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!